and glad to see everybody here this morning. Thank you for joining us. By a quick show of hands, and by a show of hands, if you will, at the bottom of your screen, you have a little reactions module. And if you click on that reactions module, a thumbs up for anybody who was on the virtual webinar with me previously. Good, good, good. So some folks that were there and some folks that weren't. So one of the things that we're going to do this morning is take you through about a little bit about Virtual Miami. And at the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, one of the early things that we did during the outbreak of the crisis was realize very quickly, as we were getting notices from across our industry, of cancellations, live performance experiences that were no longer going to be held. And so we were quickly taking down tons and tons of events that were already on our arts calendar, our community calendar, all of the activities happening. And so that was the quick first thing that we did. And then the next thing we noticed were people coming back to us saying, hey, we're still going to hold our event, but we're going to live stream it. We're going to push it out through our Facebook page or through Instagram Live. And so that quickly flipped us on our head and said, hey, we've got a great opportunity here to really aggregate as many of these virtual events as we possibly can. And so I was quickly retasked for my typical work, as we all have been during this time, to go back to my days of being a web administrator and doing, online websites. And with the team at the GMCVB, we put together Virtual Miami, which is a bit of a twist on our previous, live experience platform. And so what I thought I'd do real quick this morning, because I don't want to spend a lot of time just talking at everyone, I'd love for us to get a little conversation, but take you through the Virtual Miami platform and let you see what we've been up to. And so I'm going to share my screen with everybody so that we can all take a moment to dive in here, and hopefully I have become small and my screen has become large for you. Just a quick shout out, can everybody see my screen? Anybody, can you see my screen? Great, thank you, thank you. Let me clear some of this stuff out. So here at the miamiandbeaches.com, which is our forward-facing public URL address. You can also find us through gmcvb.com. That's a simple redirect. But this is our outward-facing for the rest of the world to learn more about all things Miami and beaches. And so within this platform, you see a host of our COVID-19 projects that we've been working on, where you can find updates from the local, state, and federal level regarding what the certain procedures and protocols are. Open hotels, we have more than 475 hotels in Greater Miami. Currently, there are only about 120 that are open, and those hotels are open only for essential workers. So if you know of anybody that's looking for a hotel that fits the essential worker qualification, you can find and access that hotel information here. Many of you, I'm sure, have seen and hopefully taken advantage of Miami Eats. This is a spin on Miami Spice. And as our restaurants have quickly switched to delivery and takeout service only, Miami Eats is a great platform where you can find all of the restaurants that are currently offering in service for consumers. We have over 1,000 restaurants participating in Miami Eats, which is tremendous. Virtual Miami, which I'll dive into here shortly, but Miami Salutes, these are offers for our frontline workers and responders. Many people have asked us, can we utilize the platform to get the word out about special deals for our frontline workers? You can find that through Miami Salutes. And then industry help, and this specifically relates to our hospitality and tourism industry for people that are needing information about jobs or layoffs or government assistance and things like that can be found in industry help. But for the purpose of our conversation this morning, we're going to talk about Virtual Miami, and URL right here at the top drives you right into our little landing page. So a quick overview of Virtual Miami. There's a little welcome message. You can quickly view all virtual experiences, and if you click on this button right here, you get a very familiar experiences page that many of you have seen and contributed to. We're currently showing 100 results of events that have tagged themselves as virtual experiences. And this is continuing to be updated all the time. We have loaded more than 140 virtual events into this, but naturally as events happen, they roll off the calendar. As new ones come on, it grows. So this is ever changing. It's searchable and aggregated here. We'll come back to that in a little bit. Other information here on the homepage, I've gone back to the Virtual Miami page where you can download the submission form, which I'll take us through here shortly. And then you have a whole series of content areas. We have backgrounds, so if you would like to change your background on your Zoom meeting, we have Miami backgrounds, and these are great images that anybody can take advantage of. Just to show you a little bit about how the backgrounds work, it's very simple. You can find a background of your choosing. We've got some instructions here. If you want to download all the virtual backgrounds, we have it as a zip file. So if you want a desktop screensaver or something like this for your computer, you can access them. We've created new virtual Shines backgrounds, and these are a little bit different because you'll see with this, we've got our Miami Shines logo to remind everybody about Miami and keeping Miami front and center with our consumers. So a variety of backgrounds here. All of these have the logo on them. So if you're looking for that great South Beach shot, we've got that as well. But we also have backgrounds from some of our partners. And I'm going to scroll down. These were the original backgrounds. These backgrounds do not have a logo, so they're nice and clean. But we worked with the New World Symphony, and they actually have loaded backgrounds onto their website as well. And so these are wonderful images. You can just right click, you can save as, they're big, full, high resolution images. So I would encourage you, if you have the opportunity to create some images, send them our way. We're happy to link to you. One of the things we're working on today is the Arsht Center has actually provided some virtual backgrounds of their facility and campus. So those will be coming here to the platform very soon. So to bounce back into the Virtual Miami homepage again, to take you through, we've got some featured experiences here. We have video experiences, so we've aggregated a lot of the videos that the GMCVB has created over the years and highlighted them here for anybody to access. These are great because they play directly into your browser window, and so you can check those out. We also have webcams. Our webcams are very popular. We hear about it when the webcams go down, so we try to keep them up and maintained as much as we possibly can. One of my favorites is taking a look at South Beach at the cruise ships that tend to be anchored off of South Beach. Oh, there's an actual plane coming into MIA today. Very good to see that. But as you'll see, the beaches are deserted, as they should be, as we are continuing to social distance. We've also reached out to our partners and accessed some of their webcams, and I love this webcam from the Frost Science, their underwater cam. This actually has a beautiful soundtrack. I don't know if you can hear it. I thought that I shared my sound, but check this one out. Got some little lag as I'm sharing this. It's a high resolution camera. We also have some additional cameras from MIA if you want to see what's happening over at the port. These cameras are great because they're pretty high resolution. They're also on a pivot, which is fun. So you can sort of pivot across the airport. This is at the 94th Aero Squadron restaurant, backed up there and looking at MIA as another resource. So offering this information out to you. If you have stuff that you would love to contribute, please let me know about it, and we can work on finding a place and a home for it within Miami and Beach's platform. I think it's important to note for everyone, this platform gets over 1 million to 1.2 million unique visitors a month. And that's every month. So people from all over the world are checking into Miami through this platform. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to be a part of it. So real quick about search results. So I'm going to tap into one. Miami Book Fair had sent us some author talks that they are putting together, and specifically this one, a virtual evening with Brad Meltzer. And so this is the content that we're looking for from everybody in our community. So they have sent over this event. They have a great high-res image of Brad that we were able to put here. Unfortunately, with the formatting, his name, Brad, goes right across his forehead. But it's a great image. You see Brad, you may recognize him as an author. And then this is the content that they sent over. So who is presenting it, the date, naturally the time, it starts at 7. It's always important to know. And then a description, a unique description that is not found anywhere else. So they put this description over to us. We have some other information up. I'm actually seeing a typo in here that we need to fix. We got Mark A. Trowbridge. That shouldn't be an @ symbol. Apologize, Mr. Trowbridge. And information on how to access it. So you see right here, it's on Crowdcast. There are tickets required, and all books will be signed by Brad. And so when you click into this link, we want this to be a deep link. We want our users to be able to go straight from that captioned information directly into getting access. And so you see here they have an Eventbrite page loaded up. They are actually charging admission. This price, this $29.99, is the cost of the book. So really, if you buy a book, you get a free experience with Brad. And so that is how they are finding a way to monetize their virtual experiences. They partnered with Books and Books and the Coral Gables Chamber of Commerce. And so this is deeper information. You see the cover of the book. And so and there's Mark. And you can go right in here and start your ticket purchase process for this experience. And so that is kind of a best practice that we're seeking, is to collect this information so that we can get it up there as quickly as possible. Excuse me. So now let's talk a little bit about how to submit your event. And it's a very simple, easy process. As I mentioned back here on the home page, there is a link right here to a downloadable submission form. This is a fillable PDF form. And I just happen to have already downloaded it here. So hopefully everybody can still see my screen. Is that true? Everybody's on mute.
Yes, yes, yes. We see
Great,
your
perfect.
screen.
Awesome, awesome. I just want to make sure I hadn't lost anybody there. So here is our submission form. Again, you can type right into this event title, plug in your details here. 3 important things for this form that I want to draw everyone's attention to. Number 1, one of the most important things is your web address, the web URL. Many of you are hosting events on Instagram, which is great. But as we know with Instagram, you can't go into, necessarily a direct URL link to your Instagram live or your production until it's actually happening. So we encourage you, if you're going to put something like your Facebook page or your Instagram or your Twitter handle, put the home page for your organization. Because we know that people that are savvy enough to go to those platforms will definitely be able to tune in and find your event when it does happen on that particular platform. So the URL, very important there. Also the event description. Again, we really ask that the event description be, excuse me, different than any other description that is out there. Excuse me, I promise it's not the coronavirus. And it's important for the description to be unique, because as Google mines the internet for search results, it actually ranks search results that are copies and paste lower than unique search results. So to the degree that everything you produce on any platform, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's your website, whether it's a calendar listing that you have out there in the community, to the degree that those can be unique, will actually raise the clout of that content with Google and its search algorithms. And we have actually seen this and tested this on our site. We are a Google partner, so we work very closely directly with Google to make sure that our content is as robust as possible and as search friendly as possible. And so that's where descriptions become very important, because Google looks at the content, the text that's on the page, and it seeks out unique information. And it discredits information that is a copy and paste. So if you have the same information copied and pasted 5, 6, 7 times, that information all of a sudden becomes less valuable in Google's eyes. The second thing that's most important on here is your image. As you saw from our sample, the image is key. It's a big hero image. It's 1440 by 900 pixels in size. And so it needs to be landscape oriented. We prefer it not to contain any text. As you see, our text overlay with your actual event title overlays across that image. And naturally, you need to have permissions to use it. And then the final third thing for this form that is so important is make sure you are sending it to the right place, to virtualmiami@gmcbb.com. And when you send it to Virtual Miami, it comes to me, it comes to our web team, and we can work quickly on trying to get your information up onto the platform. And so with that, I'll stop sharing and open it up to questions. I see we do have one already in the chat from Charlotte. Thanks, Charlotte. Entered a virtual experience yesterday, wasn't sure exactly which field to put in that it's a virtual experience. So that's a good question. So Charlotte, if you'll unmute yourself, I'd love to ask, were you putting it through the extranet site for Vizcaya?
Yeah, later on I put a question here is I did it through the partner portal for the event versus, because I didn't, even though I sat on your earlier this week, another thing, I didn't recall that there was a PDF form and I didn't necessarily see where I would get that PDF form.
Gotcha. Yeah, I totally get it. And that's actually a great way to do that. And in fact, one of the things that I will do now is just, let's go take a look at it, Charlotte, if you don't mind being a little bit of a helper here with us.
That's fine. I had gotten it was accepted, and then I went to look for it, and I didn't see it in the virtual, so I think I might have done something wrong.
Okay. Well, one of the things with the virtual is because we have in the virtual experiences new, it may not necessarily be built into the actual portal. And I know a lot of you do use the portal. And let me see if there's some pending events. I'm not seeing it here, so it probably hasn't quite gotten to me to be able to access it yet, Charlotte. But one of the things that I can do is we'll jump in there and see what we can do about getting it up there. The virtual experiences is a new button, so I'm sure our portal team will be able to get that in there. And yeah, I'm not quite seeing it here loaded in for us yet, but we'll definitely take a look at it, Charlotte.
We are, for everyone who attended the lab on Tuesday, we are going to be sending out that virtual form as part of a follow-up email. I'm just waiting on a few of the presentations to come in, but I'll send everyone here a link to our shared drive where that document is. I'm just looking for the link now.
So would you prefer it come on the PDF or for us to use a partner portal?
I mean, it's up to you. Certainly with the partner portal, you have complete access to it. So you can go in, you can type in your description just as you see fit. You can add it as you see fit and manage it. So we're happy to do it either way. Naturally, our team is focused very much on the platform right now. So we have the ability and the time and the resources to load it in for you. It's really a personal choice. I know a lot of people are very comfortable utilizing the portal, and we're happy to encourage them to continue to do that.
Okay, so then the question was that I wasn't sure when I was doing them where to put in that it's a virtual, because I remember from my notes there was a particular field that you said that's where we put in, I think it was venue that we put in.
Yes.
But it seems like I'm writing, you know, it's called location in one place. It's called venue. Like, which one do I need to put it in?
Right. No, that's a great question. And I think what's happened, Charlotte, is as we've quickly built out this infrastructure, we haven't necessarily built out the infrastructure within Simple View that drives the portal. So I will follow up on that right after this call, and we'll get that fixed.
Thanks.
Thanks.
It's hard when you're moving so fast to make things happen. Sometimes you miss a corner, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I see a question here from Mark. Is there one platform over another through which stream that you would recommend is more popular and has had the most success? That's a great question. You know, I've seen so many people getting creative with their streaming platforms. A lot of it depends on, are you going to stream live? Or are you going to, you know, display archived concerts? I know a lot of people put that content on Vimeo or on YouTube. Vimeo, I believe, has some options to allow you to charge for the content where somebody can actually pay to access it. But it's where your followers are and where they're comfortable accessing and connecting to you. You know, Facebook tends to be where the largest populace is. You know, but it depends on the demographic of your organization and where they're comfortable finding you. And you guys can feel free to unmute and we can have an open conversation. Saw a question about backgrounds. You can email your backgrounds to Virtual Miami or to me directly. And again, you know, I'm always accessible to anybody during this time for this kind of stuff, because this has now become my full-time job.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is this, are these listings available only to the partners of the Bureau, or is this open to anyone?
This is open to anyone. This is a, you know, absolutely free service. We'll never charge you for being a part of Virtual Miami. One of the things that we feel very strongly about is we need to keep the rest of the world connected to Miami. And the only way we can do that is through exciting, engaging content and experiences. And so this has become, you know, a big, big priority for us. And so we want everybody in Miami to be involved, you know, in every possible way. Content that you'll see on here, it's not only, you know, static experiences, but we have yoga classes, we have workouts, we have, you know, cooking classes. I mean, all sorts of content has been bubbling to the surface here from throughout our community. And so we're trying to grab as much of it as we can for the platform. Another great recommendation for all of you that I hope you're contributing to is Christina's Culture Shock platform. And Christina, I would love for you to tell us a little bit about Culture Shock and what the county is doing as well with their virtual experiences. Feel free to unmute yourself, Christina.
Absolutely. Thank you, John. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay, perfect. So again, thanks, John, for giving this little shout out to Culture Shock Miami. Culture Shock Miami is the audience development program of the Department of Cultural Affairs. I see some very familiar faces, and I think all of you are pretty familiar with the program. In case there are any callers on the Zoom meeting who are not familiar, we provide access to arts events for teens and young adults between the ages of 13 to 22. We make tickets available on our website for only $5. So we work directly with our cultural organizations who provide tickets to us. Vizcaya, Fairchild, Fantasy Theater Factory, Mark's group does give us tickets as well. So we're very fortunate to have the support from our cultural community. In addition to our cultural organizations, Culture Shock started about 7 years ago. It's Culture Shock Miami Presents series. So we do have our own presenting series where we offer tickets to performances that Culture Shock directly curates. So that's in a nutshell what we do. Our website is cultureshockmiami.com. And again, we look to serve teens and young adults between the ages of 13 to 22. Just as John mentioned, when we received the emergency orders from our mayor, we quickly realized that we were at the height of our cultural season, and we were going to have to find a way to keep engaging our audience, our teens, especially if they were going to be home for a good bit of time. So we quickly launched our online experiences. And you will see, I think John is sharing his screen with us. You will see that we have various listings of activities available, virtual activities available on the website. And we list not only things happening in Miami-Dade County, but we also have events happening nationwide. We did sort them by discipline. So you'll see museum and visual arts, music and theater, followed by dance, I believe, and then there's film. And then towards the bottom, reading, writing, and culture, and then classes, and then a little bit of everything towards the bottom, just useful resources. So that gives you an idea of what we're making available to our students. We've been talking about changing the format a little bit. We started with about 20 to 30 listing when we launched this page of our website, and it quickly grew to almost 90. Excuse me, and we've been cleaning it out and trying to keep it updated on a regular basis. So there is a little bit of more work that needs to be done. We're discussing it with internal county resources, but you guys know that's a little challenging at times. And we're just trying to make it a little simpler for our audience. But as John mentioned, we did feel that we wanted to keep our teens and young adults engaged and let them know that even though you are home, there is an opportunity for you to still access the arts through virtual experiences. So that's what online experiences is all about. Any questions? I'd be happy to take them. Thank you, John.
Sure. Christina, how can they get their events or activities onto your site?
Great, thank you. So if you switch back to the website, that's a good point.
Sure.
We do have a section, and we probably need to bring it up a little bit more. But we have right here, above museums and virtual events. If you know of an online event or resource that is not listed, let us know about it. So right there, little,
okay,
right there. So,
gotcha.
And it's fairly simple. It's a Google form that we created to be able to track your donation, your information. It's very basic information that we ask of. Unlike the Culture Shock website, we're not asking for images or anything like that just yet. That's something we need to work on building in. Again, we're having some challenges there, but we're definitely looking into it. You can even plug in your dates. If you scroll to the bottom, John, please, you'll even have the ability to plug in date if it's a specific dated activity with a specific time. And we just ask that right above the date, you provide us with the activity link, meaning where the patron would click or access your virtual experience happening. And that's it. You just submit that, and on our end, we'll go ahead and add it to the website.
Great, great. Yeah, that's very, very helpful. Thank you, Christina,
John,
for providing that resource.
Thank
so,
you.
One of the things that we have noticed as well is make sure to give us a little bit of lead time. I know on our end, as well as on Christina's end, you know, it's tricky for us to get something up very quickly because, you know, I've got a team of web administrators that I have to get the content to, and then it has to be approved by our PR team because they review all of the content and edit it. So, you know, it takes us sometimes as much as 24 hours to get an event live. So if you have an event tomorrow night, it may not make it or may not be worth it to get up there because it won't have a lot of time to be visible, but we'll do our best. Great. Any other questions for anybody? So with that, I'm going to take a little bit of liberty. I know we're very close to the end of our time, but I want to share with you guys one more effort that we just launched this week, and it is the Destinations Business Recovery Plan. We do plan to come out of this as quickly as possible, health and safety protocols first, but it's very important for our industry, for our community, to get back to normal as quickly as possible. And I'm sure everybody would agree. And so with that, I'd love to share with you our Miami Shines campaign. And I know many of you have seen the video, but I wanted to specifically grab a little bit of information off of here. I'm gonna go to beaches.com/Miami Shine. I think I've got that right. And so we've created a landing platform. You may have seen some of this content out there already on social media this week. We've created a wonderful 1-minute video that speaks to Miami's resiliency and our desire to be there for our consumer and our visitor, to show off our residents, to show off everything that we have as such an incredible destination. But in particular here on the Miami Shines page, and we'll also share these links with you guys as well, we have this video in Spanish and Creole. So shout out again to Christina and our Haitian American community We want to be there for them and provide resources as well for that community. But specifically this Miami Shines Toolkit, and when you click on this and open it up, for any of your organizations that want to partner with us to create Miami Shines content, we've created a wonderful, easy to use toolkit. It has the URL link, our hashtags that we're using. If you want to download the logos to use in your materials, if you want to download the videos to use to repost, this drops you right into, we have the 15s, the 30s, and the 60-second videos. The videos are also captioned and uncaptioned. So depending upon how you want to use it, we formatted them as a square Instagram post, as an Instagram story post. So we've really taken the time to build out a lot of great resources here for the Miami Shines campaign, and encourage you all to use it. And again, keep sending us experiences, keep sending us access to your content so that we can make sure that we can put Miami in the best light for our future. Thanks, Jean, so much for posting the links in here. And again, we'll send some follow-up information to everybody, I'm sure. One of the things that we're doing and working on is creating, I'm gonna turn this little session into a blog post. And so look for that coming soon. It'll be on the Arts Business Council platform. And you can share it with your colleagues and friends from around the globe.